Lesson 5 is about leasing a vehicle. So leasing cars, leasing is as simple as traditional financing, but it has several advantages. When you buy a car, traditional financing, you purchase the car or truck, you make a down payment, and then you have monthly payments or bi-weekly payments plus interest on that loan. And those loan agreements usually range between 4 and 5 years. A lot of people, though, really believe in leasing a vehicle. So, for example, my brother leases vehicles all the time because his argument is if he wants to have a newer vehicle or update his vehicle every 3 or 4 years anyway, then what is the purpose of purchasing the vehicle? And you might as well lease. Leasing makes your monthly payments smaller, so that's a positive thing in his opinion. With leasing, you pay only the portion of the vehicle's worth that you anticipate using over the term of the lease, plus any lease charges. So by choosing a lease, you can select a 2-year lease, a 3-year lease. They do 4 and 5-year leases as well. There are some things, though, you have to be careful of. At the end of your lease, you have options at that time. So when you're finished your lease, you can return the vehicle. You can actually purchase the vehicle at that time. You can just return the vehicle and walk away. So there are various extra fees associated with leasing, though. Some of these, you might need a security deposit that is refundable at the end of the lease. It's for damages and things like that. A down payment is usually expected. Excess kilometer usage fee. So that is one of the things that people who drive a lot of kilometers every year, if you travel for your job or something like that, sometimes leasing isn't the best thing. If you kind of have to be careful of how many kilometers you're putting on a vehicle. And then there's 13% HST on monthly payments. So example 1, Brianna is going to lease a new car. The conditions of the lease are given below. She needs a $4,000 down payment, $400 refundable security deposit, so that's not really going to cost her any money if she gets that back, if there's not a lot of damage to the vehicle. 36 monthly payments, so this is over 3 years, and the monthly payments are $374.56. So this is a fairly nice car. 13% HST on each monthly payment. How much will she pay to use the car for 3 years? So the security deposit, she will get that back. Monthly payments, we'd have to take the monthly payments and multiply it by 36. So how much is she going to pay? So first of all, we could find the tax on each monthly payment. So the tax is $48.69. We'd have to add that to her monthly payments. So she's paying $423.25 per month. She would pay that 36 times over the life of the lease. So she's paying $15,237 for this vehicle for 3 years, plus the $4,000 down payment. So in total, this cost her $19,237. We're just assuming she's going to get the security deposit back. So that would be the total amount she used the car for 3 years. Because it's a lease at the end of 3 years, she can just turn in that car and walk away. Kilometer usage surcharge. This is a big deal when you're leasing. So when leasing a vehicle, the vehicle has a maximum kilometer usage associated. This is usually an average of 20,000 to 24,000 kilometers a year. So you're allowed, if you're leasing for 3 years, maybe you're allowed to have 60,000 kilometers. That would be about an average of 20,000 per year that you're allowed to drive. So you do have to watch it as the lease is coming to an end. Kristen, though, has leased a vehicle for 3 years, and it has a 20-cent surcharge on every kilometer over 60,000. So when she goes to turn her vehicle back in after 3 years, she's driven 68,126 kilometers. So what is her surcharge for exceeding the allowable kilometers? So first we have to figure out how much further did she go than she was supposed to. So if we had 68,126 is what she drove, and we take away the 60,000 that she was allowed to drive, we end up with 8,126 kilometers that she was over. And this can be kind of a big deal. Okay, so how much of this penalty will she have to pay when she turns in her vehicle? If we take 8,126 kilometers over times the 20 cents in this case that it's going to cost, and that's pretty average, we get $1,625.20. So that is just the amount she'd have to pay because she drove too many kilometers. So that is the one big thing that people have to be careful of with a lease. And this is the surcharge she would pay when she turns in the vehicle for the extra kilometers.